right? So this is file we were playing with. Let's open with code. This is a file, and also let me open the file in the browser as well. This is a file we're working at. And if you be careful here, you can say actually there's something I didn't mention. So if you see here, I have headings from H1 to H6, and they are actually on the different line by itself. I didn't add in any BR there. I didn't add in any break between them. Even I put them on the same line. Refresh the page. They still display on different lines here. But there are some tags, even I put them on a different line, they're still gonna display together. For example, this EM, this delete, I put them on a different line. But they are actually showing together on one line. Email and delete. And this two are on the same line, but the heading is actually on the different lines. There's a reason for that, because like in HTML, we actually can see there are two kinds of files. One of them is called inline element. Another kind is called block elements. By default, a block level element is occupy the entire space of its parent element. But that means just it's going to be occupy the whole line of the space.
Inlines, right?
That's the block. That's block level element.
Okay.
So if that is a block level element, it's going to be just occupy the whole line. And whatever you write after it, it's just going to start with the next line. And in reverse, like for example, like we have paragraph, H1 and H6, H1 to H6, all the headings, they are block level elements. So they're going to take the whole line as its space. And no matter how short the word is, how long the word is, it takes at least one line. With two lines, it takes two lines. So it's going to take the whole line at its space. And if you put anything after it, it's going to be start with the next line. And same thing for the div. We haven't talked about div yet, but it's just a tag for stands for division. And you can it won't display anything, but you can just basically just give a section of it. You can put stuff inside the section, and the section is going to take the whole line. Just some lines. And there's another kind called inline elements. Inline elements is just only occupy the space that needed. It only takes space that needed. If there's for example, the strong, the EM, and the delete, those are the inline elements. It only takes the word, the length of the word. For example, if I just say strong hello, and it only takes that space. If you put another thing, it's just going to be appear after it. Won't go to the next line. That's the difference between inline and the block elements. You do not have to remember which one is inline, which one is block. But like when you see when you create two tags on the screen, you see them on the same line, you should know because they are inline. And when you see when you put two things on screen, they're just showing on different line, you know that because they are block level elements. You just need to know that. And in the future, when Lord CSS will be able to either transfer inline to block or transfer block into inline.
Okay.
But right now, I just need to know if they appear on different lines, that means maybe the first one is a block element, which takes the whole line. Usually, just going to be a paragraph or heading. And other small things like a link, a button, or some bold words, those are just going to be inline. So it can be as many. You can have like a lot of buttons on one line. But heading usually just have one at a line. Alright? You can try it by yourself actually. So if you create a heading, and it's going to be takes the whole line, and no matter what you put after it, it's going to be appear on the next line. It won't be appear after it. Like it will not be showing on the right of it. It's going to go to the next line. But if you put a link, like here we have a link, right? And whatever I write inside after it, it's just going to go after the link. So it's just going to go after the link. It won't go to the next line. But if you want it to be the next line, adding a break, adding a BR to it, not uppercase, lowercase. BR, adding a BR to it, it's going to be go to the next line. Right? It's just some default setting for the elements. Just you know that they're existing. Right. Next, we only have 3 pages to go. Yeah, there are some HTML entities. By HTML entities, they are just some special characters. You can check it. You can display them on the screen. We can try it. We can try them. So, for example, the first thing I want to say is let's first delete these things. Just make it simpler. It's an empty file. So if I just create a paragraph, actually just using heading. Heading maybe is bigger for you to see. H1. You can see hello 1 2 3. It's going to show hello 1 2 3 here. Hello 1 2 3 here, right? And what if I enter? Oops, sorry. What if I enter more than 1 space here? It's still just only 1 space. I refresh it. It's still only 1 space. You see, like I have a lot of space here, but it's not showing. I save it as a file and refresh it here. It's just still 1 space. But in some cases, maybe there are some cases you want any more than 1 space here. But like you have to using some special characters to tell the browser I want to more than 1 space here. Right? To add in extra space, you're gonna need to using the first one here. You're gonna put this one inside your inside the code. It's and NBSP stands for non-breaking space. Let's try it. So if I just it's and symbol and NBSP. If I put it here, so for example, let's just hello and put that inside here. I can put as many as I want. Each one of them it just refers to a space, right? Just each one of them just refers to a space. There's some special characters for space. And sorry, keyboard and symbol is here. That is for the and, right? That's shift, hold shift, and number 7. That is for and, right? And NBSP, non-breaking space. So you will be able to just type shift 7. Well, oh, sorry, I didn't put this in. NBSP, that is 1 space. If you want, don't forget to have a semicolon after it. NBSP is semicolon, and if you want more space, just keep adding. Non-breaking space, semicolon, just select 2 space. If you want any source space, just keep adding. Right, that's just for the empty space.
Save it.
Yeah, save it. And I'm gonna say there's 2 space between them.
Okay.
Right, that is the first one, entities, and we have others like we have one for the copyright, which is this and copy semicolon, and you can try that. That's going to be basically gives you a copy symbol. Give you this one. You cannot type it with your keyboard, right? So this is how you type a copyright. So usually you're gonna see this on the bottom of the page. They're gonna say copyright like Urbanic 2019, which is just oops, sorry, it should be EM. It's going to be something like that, right? Some copyright. It's just symbol for the copyright. And we have symbols for the many other things. Like we have the greater than and less than. We have the symbols for the greater than and less than, like this one. And GT stands for greater than. Have a greater than, and we have a less than. Well. Usually you can just using it's very dangerous to using directly using those angle brackets inside it to show the less or greater, because they are using for 10. Sometimes it's gonna break your code. So we're usually using and less than and greater than to show those arrow, right? Show the angle brackets, right? Have a less than, we have a greater than, right? Less than and greater than. There's a lot of them. You can just try them by yourself. We also have this R here. This is and REG. That's just for the R. Right. Still some copyright stuff. We have a lot of them. We have cent. That's just showing the. We have a dollar sign. We also have the cent sign. Like this, just and cent. It's just showing the cent sign. Right, there's many different signs you can use. I have a list of them. You can find them here. You can also find them online. It's a lot of them. I have some like a club. I have a lot of them. I have a club, which is just showing a club. Right, a lot of them. Sometimes you're gonna need them. You don't have to remember them. Just search online when you need them. Right. And the last topic is about HTML semantic tags. So we just mentioned a little bit about div tag, right? Let's come up with a empty file. This is a boilerplate. It's just the template of this file, which doesn't have any content yet. And I'm going to go to the body. So to make our code more organized, for example, I can have a h1 here, saying this is my first section, and then we'll have a paragraph update, right? Lorem, that is my first section. I can have my second section, right? Let me copy that, and that might be my second section. Third, fourth, a lot of sections. And it's my second. It's my third. And my fourth. Right, a lot of sections. So I have a lot of sections here. And the problem of this is like when you have more and more sections or more and more like content on the same page. Like for example, you can have these, they have images, they have a lot of stuff there. You quickly get lost when you're trying to edit something. Looking for images inside a bunch of code, it's gonna be a little bit hard. You're looking for a specific paragraph. So we're usually using some tags to separate those things into different, real different sections. The common one we usually use is called div. It stands for division. It doesn't really create any difference, but just we prefer to put our things together inside. Inside this div. This is my code for my first section. Oops, I just mistakenly copied the second section here. Oops, what I'm doing. This is like inside this div. That is my first section. I can even give comments for this. You can see this is my first section. And I can have a division to hold my second section. I just put my code for my second section inside it. So it just helps you to make your file more organized for developers. Remember, sometimes you're gonna working within a team, so you need to make sure your code is more readable for other teammates. Also for you in the future when you come back to this page, and you're gonna make sure you understand like what you were trying to do here. You can see a lot of divs in the future when you're working on some pages, because there's many different sections here. And just like the example I just showed you for our first project, let me bring it back. It is here, hotel website. You see, there are a lot of sections here. This top part might be a first section, and here there's a second section, and we have our third section, fourth section, fifth section. Every part of them going to be in a division. Like first division, second division, third division, and make it just trying to separate code, make it more readable for humans, right?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was actually talking to them downstairs about something important. If I could just talk to you for 2 seconds from here.
Alright, sure. Give me a second.